Hello, people of YouTube. This is Gray's Guitars. I am Steve Gray. Thank you for watching. The Gibson Les Paul Lite is back. It is now called the Gibson Les Paul Modern Lite. Sometimes they used to get referred to back in the 90s as the Gibson Les Paul Studio Lite. But essentially, it is a more stripped down, basic version of a studio Gibson Les Paul. Keep in mind, there's not a big price difference between this and the regular studio. You're talking a $200 difference if you're buying this brand new. On the used market, the older Les Paul Lites are actually kind of the same as some of the studios because a lot of these old ones had an ebony fretboard. So, these were built in the early, I just got one, a 90s one. This is typically what you see. It is flat on the front. It is flat on the back. I have actually personally played one of these. I did have a repaired headstock. A buddy of mine owns it. But these came with the typical 490R, 498T pickups that you see in a lot of Gibson in the 90s and 2000s. And they were just plain Jane, simple guitars. They came in a variety of colors. This one is like a cherry sunburst. They had an amber color. Sometimes you get a really cool flame top with the amber ones. You don't see a lot of those. I don't believe these ever had a carved top. They might have at one point in time had a carved top. There might have been a couple of models, but a lot of people like these along with the 90 Studios because they have an ebony fretboard. So if you're after that ebony board and you want the Studio Lite, the Les Paul Modern Lite may not be for you. And this also comes in a variety of colors. You have, what was this? Gold Mist Satin. These are all satin, by the way. I guess none of these are going to be gloss, which I prefer gloss finish over satin, but it seems like satin is very popular right now for whatever reason. That is a pretty nice red. I do like the rose gold, inverse green, and then we have a TV white. So we'll put it on the red because that's a nice bright color. So these, I believe, do have a little bit of a carved top. Let's see here. You get a belly cut, a little bit in the back as well. Let's see if we get a better angle here of the top. Here's a nice little side view. And if you notice, yeah, a little bit of a carved top. They are very, very thin. And the reason they are thin is because that is why it's called a Lite. That's why these were called Lite as well. They were thinner than the traditional standards. The typical Gibson Les Paul width. I don't know what that is off the top of my head. I think it's close to 2 inches if I remember correctly. These are about the thickness of an SG. So if you want a Les Paul but don't want the weight, this may be the guitar for you. They are pretty neat. And I'm not sure if this one has all the push-pull electronics. We can definitely go ahead and read. It's got the same exact humbuckers that the originals came with as well. So if you're looking for the 490R, 498T, well, guess what? That is what you are getting. Les Paul Modern Lite embodies a classic type of the Les Paul with a brand new thinner all mahogany body that is lighter as well as balanced. The body also features a belly cut and the array for additional playing comfort. The mahogany neck features a rosewood fingerboard, fast player, slim taper profile, so it's like probably a thinner neck. Les Paul Modern Lite is powered by open coil, meaning doesn't have the covers. 490R, 498T pickups, which provide a wider range of sound capabilities and are perfect for any style of music. Available 5 additional grabbing satin nitrocellulose lacquer finishes. And for the first time on a core Les Paul Modern, each Les Paul Modern Lite also includes a matching headstock. So that is new as well. That's something that may make these, expensive in the future is the matching headstock. So that is a cool feature that I don't even think I really paid attention to. The old ones do not have that. I'm just so just thinking black, but that is pretty cool. What colors may probably go more? Probably the satin mist. The thing is, though, with these satin finishes is they're going to gloss up over time. That's just how satin finishes work. The more you play the instrument, and these are going to get played because these are a cheaper Gibson modern player, probably have the specs that some of modern players want. These are going to get played, these are going to get abused, these are going to get beat up, and trying to find one of these in mint condition in 5 to 10 years is going to be near impossible. So you may want to buy one now if this is exactly what you're looking for. So Les Paul mahogany, satin nitrocellulose, slim taper, Typical 12-inch fingerboard radius. Graphtec nut is always good. Acrylic dots, typical scale length, 24 3/4, 22 fret count. Nut width is usually the same. Glued in, Indian rosewood. You get the real rosewood, medium jumbo, which you can't. Which kind of sucks. You can't get it on the Epiphones anymore. Everything is Indian laurel, which there's nothing wrong with it. But if you want real rosewood, you're either going to buy a really fancy Epiphone or you got to go for a low-end Gibson. Hardware is chrome. Grover mini aromatic tuners. I think the original ones have Grovers on them. Let's see here. People swap these things all the time. Yeah, okay. Actually, Gibson branded Schallers, I think, was originally what was on those things. So Grovers are always nice. We have the Black Bell truss rod cover. No switch washer. There is no. You can put the poker chip on there if you want. Aluminum Nashville Tunematic Bridge, black, chrome, aluminum stop bar, adjustable. Let's go to electronics. 2-volume, 2-tone, 3-way toggle, output jack. So I don't think this is a push-pull, because wouldn't it say push-pull if it was push-pull? Let's go back a few here. Let's go back to the. We'll just go to the Les Paul body style and click on the studio. So I'm pretty sure the modern studio is what they're calling it. Yeah. Let's see if does this have the push-pull? Yeah, this does specify 2 push-pull. So that is something that you may not like. If you really like the push-pull, this does not have it. If you're looking for that, this is just a very simple 3-way. So for $200 more, you're getting the full thickness, a gloss finish, push-pull. Same pickup. So if that's something that you really want, maybe save up the extra $200 and get it. But I think this is really cool. I think it's cool that they're bringing these back. I am not the biggest fan of dot inlays on a Les Paul. I have said that before. Some people don't care. I like the blocks. I've always liked the blocks ever since the first time I've seen a big, gaudy, fancy inlay with, I think it was abalone. It was on a Schecter. And I was like, oh my god, that's really, really cool. I want that on my guitar. Then I saw the Gibson blocks, and I just like having the blocks or the trapezoids or whatever. Dots belong on a Fender. I don't know why. If I see a Fender with anything but the dots, it confuses me. It's like if I see a Les Paul with anything but the trapezoids or the blocks, it also confuses me. But you get used to it, something you can ignore. If I find one of these cheap, as I say in almost every video, if I find one of these cheap enough on the used market, I will not hesitate to pick it up. But pretty cool guitar, but may not be exactly what you want. Another thing you may want to hold out for is there's going to be a new Les Paul Studio coming out soon. There have been some teasers of it. Similar style, so it's going to probably look the same. It's going to have a satin finish, but they're bringing back the ebony boards for that. So you may want to hold off on these for just a little bit, just to see what the full specs of that new studio that's going to be coming out are. Hopefully it'll come out by the end of the year, if not early next year. I'm not really sure, but based on that Anderton's video where they did the factory, there was a bunch of newer models that are going to come out soon. So if you think this is really cool, that's fine. Buy it. If you need to have it right now, get it if you got the money. But at the same time, it would not hurt just to hold off a little bit, because you may get a recreation of those 90 studios with the ebony boards that everybody likes to buy. Because, trying to find one, a 90s Les Paul Studio, let's see what they're going for. So we'll just do 1990 Gibson Les Paul Studio. What are these things selling for right now? Let's go to sold. Alright, let's find one. Very nice. That's interesting. Did this one have a broken headstock or something? 2009, sorry. Here's a 90s one. Bet you this one had a broken headstock. Let's find out. Maybe not as much as I thought. But, yeah. Usually I see them for around $1,000, and this one, I guess, was a good deal when this one sold. I'm not seeing, like, a headstock break or anything that I can tell. But let's see here. Does it say headstock break? No. Okay, there you go. But let's see. Yeah, it doesn't tell me how much shipping is. But usually you find these. Typically I see them around $1,000. Let's see a 92. Let's go to sold again. Oh yeah, there's one in white for $1,600. There you go. Yeah. So they vary in prices with the 90 Studios. It's like 90 to 94, I believe, was the ebony board. Sometimes you can find in 95 a couple of ebony boards, not really all that common. But if they bring that back, I think a lot of people are going to buy that, pick that up as well, because they want, a 90 Studio, but they don't want a guitar that's 30 years old at this point, or pretty darn close to it. So they'll buy a brand new one. But it'll be interesting to see what happens when those come out too. But Les Paul Modern Lite, pretty cool. Don't understand why they didn't do the push pulls, because it's modern. I think all the crazy electronics, all the push pulls and everything, which this does not have in it, which is why I'm just a little bit confused. But I guess to each their own. Some people like it, some people don't. I like having the options. I don't think it makes a major tonal difference, and if you don't like it, you don't use them. It's simple as that. I have a guitar right now that has every single knob you can pull it, and I like the way it sounds without them, so I don't really use it. That'll probably be another video for another day, bringing out the Prophecy, Epiphone Les Paul Prophecy that I got recently. But thank you for watching. Not going to make this any longer than it needs to be. Hit that subscribe button, like, share, comment, all that fun stuff, and as always, have a good one.